Morning to everybody. Today we are very lucky because we have with us in this space in both place of the table one person which is one of the most important voices that you can find in Italy. He is Alberto Grimelli, who is a PhD agricultural engineer. Is a expert with a very high level of knowledge about olive oil and oliviculture, and at the same time, he is the CEO of Teatro Naturale. Teatro Naturale is one of the most important media there in Italy, where I had the opportunity to write for him in this media, and in my opinion is one of the best, or maybe the best media that you can review if you want to be with all the information, to be informed about the olive oil situation, the agriculture, and so on. Good morning, and thank you very much to be with us in this space, Alberto.
Thank you very much to you, Juan. Thank you very much for this invitation and to permit me to discuss with you a little bit about olive oil situation.
Okay. The first thing, how were the two last seasons in Italy? Italy is one of the most important countries in the range of the olive oil world, because it's the higher consumer in the world and the second producer also in the world. How is the situation there in Italy in these last two seasons? Please, can you explain something about that?
The last two seasons in Italy was the exemplification of alternate bearing of olive, because we had low level campaign in 2 years ago, and a good campaign the last one. 2 years ago we had about 250,000 tons of production. The last year 330,000 tons. So it's quite normal also, because the situation in Italy is very conditioned by the production in Puglia. And so if Puglia produce very much, of course all Italy produce a lot.
Okay, then Puglia, which percentage of the total production has Puglia?
The total production this year, the last campaign, I mean, of course, of production of oil is about 200,000 tons. So about 60% of the complete production of Italy. Quite the same than Andalusia in Spain.
Yes. It's a good comparison. Andalusia is around 80%. And Puglia maybe around 70%, more or less, in this
yes,
line.
Exactly.
Okay, and then, for example, in Spain, the season is very good. The weather was okay. Now the summer was also very good, because the level of temperature was in a good level for the olive tree. How is the situation in Italy? Is okay? The season will be better than the last season or similar?
No, it's a little worse. For Puglia for alternate bearing. It's normal alternate bearing after a big production last year. Of course, this year probably is the half.
And a half, okay.
Or more or less.
Yes, of course.
But it's worst in particular in Sicily and in Calabria. For drought, not more than for drought. Don't rain in these regions. Don't rain. Didn't rain for some months, and in particular in Sicily, and so all olive trees suffer this situation, and probably the production will be low than the past. In all the center of Italy, the production will be more of the last, with not big but quite sufficient production, but sure not enough to compensate to the low production in the south of Italy.
Okay. And then maybe 250,000 tons in this range.
Yes, probably we are in 230, 250. Yes, probably we are in this range. The next season.
Is we were speaking with up to now maybe 10 people, and in each country, all the countries up to now, all the countries will produce, of course, probably, not sure, but probably in a range higher if you compare with the average. Only Italy is the country which maybe will produce lower than the average.
Yeah, but it's for the combination of alternate bearing in Puglia and drought in Calabria and Sicilia. Also a little bit in Puglia now in these weeks. Okay. Also because there is not so much water for irrigation.
Okay.
Yeah. And so could be little more problem in next weeks, but we will see.
For example, yesterday speaking with Leandro, also we were speaking with Jorge from Uruguay. We were speaking also with some people from Argentina, Frankie from Argentina. The level of prices, for example, in Spain, in the supermarket today, one bottle of 1 liter of olive oil is around 10 euros. In Uruguay is around 22 euros. In Argentina is around 15 euros. And in Australia is around 22 euros also. How is the level today in the supermarket if you want to buy a bottle, about 1 liter of olive oil, extra virgin, the category extra virgin?
In Italy, for European olive oil, the price is around 10 euro for 1 liter.
Okay.
Little more, 11 about for Italian olive oil.
Then
this is
10% more.
The price.
Then the premium, if you want to sell Italian olive oil, is €1 per liter, more or less.
Yes, but you have to consider that usually in Italian supermarket, the differences of prices between European olive oil and Italian olive oil are more than this year. Usually are 2, 3, also 4 euro for bottle. Okay. This year is only 1 euro, sometimes also 50 cents, of course. And this situation changed also the market in Italy.
Of course. And then, for example, if we are speaking about the prices in origin in Spain, this season we achieved targets about more than 10 euros. in origin, more than 10 euros per liter. For example, in Australia, they are not where price up to now because they are not olive oil. How is the level of prices today? Now in Spain is going down, step by step, it's going down. How is the level of prices today in origin in Italy? The average.
In this moment remain quite stable, more than 9 euro for kilo, okay, in origin. So we don't suffer now the decrease of prices that we are seeing in Spain, also because don't remain so much oil in tanks of olive millers and producers. So this is the most reason is this.
Because there are not olive oil there at this moment.
Yeah, in this moment, the authority, our agriculture minister, told that there are 74,000 tons of Italian olive oil in tanks. But for the market, because these are also little stocks, but for the market remain about the half in Puglia. Okay. So it's not so much that, because we have to consider that the real period of producing in Puglia is November.
Yes.
So we have to arrive with these stocks to the half of November. Is not so much the quantity of olive oil that remain, and so the prices for this in this moment remained quite high. Probably it will be changed in October and so on, but not now.
You are waiting the next season in order to have more olive oil.
This usually the tradition is the trend is that the difference of price between Italian olive oil and Spanish olive oil is about €1.50. Okay, this is
totally
this
agree.
is now is a little more probably than €2.
But you know,
so
sorry, please.
Now is a little more than €2.
Yes, of course.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah, so it probably we also the price of Italian olive oil will reduce a little next season, but there are not so much olive oil in the next campaign, so probably the decrease of prices will be not so incredible. Italian olive oil will be not cheap also next year.
Okay, no. I'm totally sure, because you will need olive oil from other countries, and then you have not enough olive season for the Italian people. Of course, you need a lot of olive oil in order to cover the internal consumption.
Yeah, the internal consumption in Italy is about 440,000 tons. So it means that the production of Italy is about the half of our internal consumption. Not so much.
Then the prices will be in a good way. Yes, you're totally right. Due to the difference between the demand and the offer is clear. It's totally clear. And for example, the level of prices in the last two seasons had any incidence in order to move the consumption per capita? For example, today, how is the level of consumption per capita in Italy, and how was the same figure 2 years ago?
Now is about 8 liters per capita for here, with a decrease about 1 liter in the last two per capita, of course, 1 liter per capita here in the 2 years. This because we have not the cheap olive oil in supermarket. And so some people decided to go to vegetable olive oil, to some other products, okay, that are substitute of extra virgin olive oil. Another market, incredible, in particular in this year, another incredible trend is the increase of the market of Italian olive oil. Okay, that you have to consider about the supermarket. The trend is a decrease about 10% of selling of extra virgin olive oil, European, but is more 5% for Italian.
Okay, then the consumption dropped around 12%, no more.
Yes.
In Spain, more than 27%, and if you are thinking about the complete year, 2023, more than 47%, more than 47%. It's a lot.
Now, Italian consumers are quite fidelity to extra virgin olive oil, continue to be. Only really families who has money problems, of course, decided to pass to other kind of products, but not the most of persons, of course. And a lot of persons decided to pass from European olive oil to Italian olive oil because the price difference is really less than in previous years. And so for little money more, the Italian people decide to buy Italian olive oil one.
Yes, it's clear. €1, 1.3 euros is not enough in order to have the own product. It's totally okay. And then maybe you want to explain some more thing about everything as you want. You can comment if you want anything else before finishing the interview. Please comment as you want.
I think that the climate change that we are living in this year and we will live in the next year also will change the market of olive oil. Because you can see, if you see every kind of graph about production trends, you see that olive oil has up and down, up and down, up and down. And this usually don't like very much to buyers, international buyers in particular. So it means that probably we have to make different choices about extra virgin olive oil, about how to positionate extra virgin olive oil in the world market. And because also it's impossible probably to fight really with climate change because of course with a lot of water and a lot of irrigation, but we have not so much water for irrigation. And so it means that probably this up and down we will have also in future. And it's a problem also for the market that we have to begin to think.
Maybe also I'm totally agree with you. With the last people which we were speaking about, they told us that the percentage of fat in the fruit, the content of fat in the fruit, in the olive fruit, was in the last year 2 points less if you compare with the average due to the climate change. Was the same in Italy or not? For example, was the same in Chile, in Australia, in Spain, in Tunisia, in Uruguay, in Argentina? Was the same in Italy? In the last 2 years, the fat content of the fruit was lower?
Yes, was a little lower, not so much lower, but about 1 point. Yes, 1 point. Yes, 1 point. Yes, but then in particular for Italy, it's not only the problem of fat content. There are also other points that are very critical for climate change, for Italian production, for example, that are the quantity of sterols, total sterols, that for climate change, if warm temperatures decrease a little for some cultivars. But in general, for Mediterranean region also, we have to consider that for warm temperatures, in particular in September, October, that will be also in future, we will see probably a decrease of percent of oleic acid in olive oil. And could be a little problem for the marketing and of extra virgin olive oil, because oleic acid is very, very linked to olive oil, of course. And if this content will decrease more or less, for example, for some high-level sunflower olive oil, how to explain to consumers?
Totally agree. Totally agree. It's difficult. It's difficult to sell this olive oil, this oil, if you compare with other oils, according with the composition. Totally agree with you. And the last question is interesting for us. For example, in Spain, they are always pushing in the market sunflowers with olive oil, and sometimes are in high level. One of them depends on the prices. Which one is the oil which push with the olive oil there in the market?
Now, in this moment in particular, no big push with extra virgin. Italian continue to like extra virgin olive oil, but in this year we saw the increase of a new category that are condiments. So it means a blend of extra virgin olive oil, some vegetable oils, and some flavor. These the oils sold in supermarket in cheap conditions fight a little with extra virgin olive oil, of course.
It's a blend of oils.
Yeah.
Okay. Like in USA, you can find also this product, similar product with canola, with olive oil, and with sunflower oil.
Yes, but you can see in particular, for example, some products, this kind of condiments that cost about €5 for liter, so the half of an extra virgin. That content 30-40% of extra virgin. And some person think that, oh, if it contains so much extra virgin, it's okay for us. We will go to condiments. I always told to this person that probably with some height acetic level of sunflower olive oil is better if we want a cheap oil for very cooking.
Totally agree. Okay, if maybe do you want to give us some comments, some more things, or?
No, for me it's okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Alberto. It was a pleasure to understand and to learn from you about your market, about your country, about your philosophy. Welcome to this space on both sides of the table. And I was enjoying with you learning and understanding how is the consumption, how is the demand, how is the offer, the production in one country like Italy, very, very important. And thanks for your time in order to give us this special opportunity. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure for me, Juan, and see you soon.
Of course. I totally, you can count with myself as you want, as you know.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. All the best, and have a very nice Friday and also a very nice weekend. All the best. All the best.
To you. Bye bye.